Hello everyone, I'm Weston's Weatherwise, and in today's video we break down our fall forecast, what your area can expect for fall conditions, and we're definitely going to be seeing it looks like a pretty warm fall. You can tell here on the CPC, they've outlined almost all of the 48 states, all of the, I guess you could say, contiguous United States, 48 states, in a above average area, with even Alaska, and they don't have Hawaii on here, but it does look like it is going to be above average, but pretty below average in precipitation for portions of the southern plains, and a bit above average in portions of Alaska, the Pacific Northwest, and in portions of Dixie Alley. And here is how the jet stream looks with La Nina. We have our warm air ushering down from Canada. We have our wet air from our jet stream. We have our polar jet coming out of Canada. And we just have our dry air just sitting across that area, portions of the Dixie and Ohio Valley. And here's a look at what El Nino is. You can tell our colder air sits across that area, with our wetter conditions being across portions of the Ohio Valley and portions of the Pacific Northwest, with our drier and warmer conditions across portions of the South, with our jet stream being our polar jet that just dives out of portions of Alaska. And here's just a sign that we may be having a La Nina, and it is forecasted right now to be La Nina. And this is just another sign, is that our water temperatures are already below average. And in some areas, it's actually pretty below average. So definitely need to be watching that closely, as we definitely are probably going to be seeing a La Nina. And don't look at that. That is supposed to be saved for later in the video. And here we are on the jet stream. This is going to kind of show you our jet stream has been lifted pretty far to the north lately here, kind of more across this area. And we're going to see it start to drop further to the south if we go and take a look here. As you can tell here, as we move throughout August into portions of September, it starts to try and drop further south. And what that is a sign of is La Nina trying to kick in. So we definitely need to watch that closely, as that definitely could be a precursor to fall and even heading into winter. And here's just a look here at what radar could look like. And it is another precursor of what could occur, because it does look pretty wet down there, portions of the southern plains. So, is it a precursor? I guess time will tell, but it's definitely looking like it right now. And here's just showing you, we could be seeing some early snow. This is through September 10th, and we're already seeing some snowfall in portions of Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana. So definitely need to watch that, and I will go a bit more in depth whenever I show you my custom map. And here's just another look at why this could be a La Nina, is we're already seeing a bit above average precipitation in portions of the southeast and the southern plains. And apart from this extent into the northern plains, the northern and central plains, it does look to be pretty around what it usually is, with our drier air sitting across here, some more drier air here on the west coast. So definitely looks like it could be a precursor, and things are definitely starting to align. I will go over this region by region on what I expect out of this as we move forward, and what I think areas are going to look like here in terms of fall weather. And I do expect here in the Pacific Northwest, I do expect to see a cold and wet fall. I really do think we are going to see a pretty cold and wet fall up here, and I would not rule out some snow actually as we push through portions of September and October through November. Then I have our very hot region, and our very hot region speaks for itself. I just think this area is going to be very hot. Moving it a bit further to the east, and we are working west to east in case you did not know. This is a dry area. I do think this area is going to be very dry, not see a ton of precipitation, but I do think we are going to get these storms kind of like off the Rockies that are going to try and die further to the south and bring some more severe weather across this area in the fall. But just gonna have to see, as this is only a prediction, not is what is going to happen. This is what I think will happen, but that does not mean it is going to happen. Next, I have one of the two cold and dry areas. I do think this area pretty much speaks for itself. It's going to be pretty cold and dry. So I do think below average temperatures and very dry air. So definitely need to be watching that. Next, moving it north, I do think this light blue area could be seeing early snowfall. Yes, you heard me right. Early snowfall in this area, I do feel is going to be possible. I would not rule out a few winter weather advisories across this area as we go through October into November. So definitely need to be watching that area. And this is one of probably, I'd say, two or three fall forecasts we will make. So definitely be on the lookout for those. And as we begin winter, I'll obviously be making my winter forecast. But not only that, I'll be reviewing my fall forecast. Here's our next area highlighted in red, and I have this dry but severe weather. I do think this area is going to be pretty dry in terms of rainfall and everything, but I do think whenever we do see rain, I do think it could be in terms of severe weather. That is why I have this area highlighted in red for dry but severe weather. Next area I have is a wild card. I do think that area is going to be a toss up between whether it's going to be cold, dry, hot, wet. It is just like it sounds, a wild card. So definitely going to be watching this area closely. We definitely could revise this and make it a wet area, or some areas wet, other areas dry. Really just depends on how models trend. Next, we have our next cold and dry area up in the northeast. Although I would not be surprised to see some snow as we head into late October into November. I'd not be surprised if we saw some snow up here in the northeast. And then I have a very wet region. Now, I do think this area is mainly going to be because hurricanes, tropical storms, that type of thing. But I just think this area is going to be pretty wet in terms of rainfall and everything. And I do think we definitely could update in our next area, maybe like a severe weather area. Maybe even put like all of Florida in it, like severe weather area across this area due to hurricanes. So definitely are going to watch that closely. And guys, before we end off today's video, I just wanted to like say that this will probably be the last forecast on this laptop, unless I take it on our road trips or vacations whenever we go to make videos, which is probably highly unlikely. I will still have it, and I definitely would want to make videos whenever we're gone, but it really just depends on where we're going and everything. But this will be the last forecast probably in this room on this laptop, and I would just like to say thank you to all of you guys for all the support that helped me make the decision to buy a new PC. And I know it will pay off in the long run, and I just did what I thought was best for this channel. But I would be lying if I did not enjoy this laptop, and it has gotten us very far here. Over 1,000 subscribers, and we're just going to be having huge upgrades here with our new desktop that is going to be coming in hopefully tomorrow. It is scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Might go live for a unboxing video and everything, may just make it into a video, so we'll just have to see. But with that said, thank you to this laptop, and thank you to you guys. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.